Welcome back, everybody, to Markonomics 101 presents hootloot.com, the place that you go to be informed, be amused, never be misled. We tell it like it is, and it without consequences. If it means bad things for me, well, so be it. I'm doing this for the country, just like soldiers before me did this for the country to preserve my freedom. Today's show is called, the war on economics and politics, and they're all now intertwined. We're going to show you how weird the market is. It is weirder and weirder. The good news is, and I have to pat myself on the back, today. I did say that the cryptos were going to break out on Wednesday. They did. They have broken out through today, and they're looking like they're going. I, for the life of me, can't explain it. I'm going to try, because now I think it's worthwhile. But there are some signs that we are up for another leg move up in the stock market. And I've been bearish the whole damn time, and it's kind of embarrassing, but you got to take the weight of the evidence as it is. So if you would like and subscribe right here, or right here, or right here, or right here, I would love to have you as one of our subscribers. You are going to get information here that you will never get, and I am going to great lengths to get that information. And we do not exactly have a benign government, so we're going to keep going as fast as much as we can, and convince you and show you that you are being defrauded by the U.S. government, and we are about to enter a period that will be the dark ages you will have ever known. With that, I'm going to bring you back to the charts, and I have a solution for this problem. Don't worry, and the solution is right here on the pad. Basically, we are going to, when you look at politicians being the most least liked people in the world, media not liked, doctors, well, I have a little bit of a question about that, because Dr. Fauci is a Fauci, and he's a doctor. I don't know, maybe he didn't pass his license, or he passed it in Timbuktu somewhere where he took it online, if they have an online. But I'll tell you this, we are going to get rid of these people, and we're going to have to, because we cannot survive as a civilization otherwise. And with that, I want to go to the charts. All right, so we're back with the charts, and nothing can speak louder than this. And I suspect everybody out there knows that we are just being, basically, the politicians, they think that we work for them. No. I don't. No. The politicians work for us. We pay their salary. They steal the money from us from taxes, and waste it and spend it and blow it. And government spending is among the worst producer of GDP. How much GDP can you produce sitting at a desk shuffling papers? Tesla is a canary in the coal mine, and I like to call it that. It is amazing. Tesla, on a few days ago, had a $4 million sale to Hertz. It's not complete as far as I know. The stock just went up 20%, $200 billion. Elon gained about 70 million for about 70 billion for 1 second, became the richest man in the world for about 1 second. I'm not so sure about now, and I have a feeling that something's up. There's an awful lot of crowded space in robot cars, and Elon may think he's the smartest man in the world. I can tell you for a fact he's not, because I am. Okay, and he thinks he's the most handsome man in the world. I can tell you for a fact he's not. I am. If I was a woman, I'd be all over me. And he couldn't figure this out if his life depended on it. And he's not going to get to Mars. The only Mars Elon Musk is ever going to have is a Mars bar. Okay, and that's it at Halloween. Bitcoin, now Bitcoin also, I started, I've been fairly negative on this for a long time. And, I've got to say that, you know, there comes a point in time when you have to really incorporate new information. And as much as you think the fundamentals and everything pushes you in the right direction, it just doesn't. And the charts do. If I had the charts, or if I had, all the fundamentals, I take the charts every day. That's why I present the charts. I don't present that, Bitcoin did this and did that and did this and did that. It's irrelevant. It doesn't earn a dime doing it. There's no one managing it. It's ridiculous. And I said this last time, and I'm going to say it one more time. When have you needed a crypto coin? I have never needed one. I have never transacted in one. I'm not going to buy one because I know it's a fraud. And if you watch Bitcoin Bites Back and some of the other shows that we've had since then, you can see that there is so much that is just absolutely, the dots just don't connect. And I think the US invented this thing to head off the Chinese yuan. The Chinese yuan was going to be a digital yuan. And when you have the digital yuan, a reserve currency, okay, that really increases your standard of living. That's economics. That's why the US is so hell bent on, now with MasterCard being able to accept Bitcoin, I think it's going to become, no one's going to transact it, but we're going to have it. So Bitcoin is about at a double top. Now the Dow Jones, just what I said, looking good. Charts are long, and we're going to have, chances are a pretty good sized move. I don't know. It's a long market, and everything looks really good, including this. So, I'm not going to say anything, negative now until we really have some proof. This is like I don't know. This is like a 20th millennium bull market. I don't know when the hell it's going to end. I know I'm going to live longer than it because, let's face it, I am immortal. The S&P 500, I mentioned this the other day. This one looked good. This one's going. I would not want to get in front of this, despite the fact that there's a million reasons to. What's happening, I think, is 80% of the 80% of the S&P 500 reported and 80% beat. Duh! What a shocker! I mean, it's like, how can the economy be so crappy, and yet everybody's beating their earnings? I'll tell you how. They reduce their earnings slowly, gradually during the year, so that it's an easy bar to jump over, and that then gives all kinds of bullishness, and people start buying. But I'll tell you this: when there's been this long a bull market, 25 plus PEs, there has been no return for about the next 20 years. And if you want to know that, check out Japan. Japan had about a 25-year, zero policy. They couldn't go anywhere. The Nasdaq 100. I mean, these companies are just on fire. I mentioned some last time, and it is becoming that Nasdaq is just pulling stocks up. Now, what I don't understand is they're starting to battle each other. I mean, Facebook and Facebook and Google are definitely duopolies, and I can tell you this: these companies are going to eat themselves alive, because if there's one thing a rich fraud squad guy wants to do, it's to get even a richer fraud squad, because that is what defines him. I'm not defined by that. I'm defined by my great looks, my great analytical capabilities, and the fact that no one would ever not want me. And so, I'm very modest about it. I don't go about bragging about it. Well, maybe I did a couple times this show, but anyway, we'll go. Um, the US dollar, now this is important. The US dollar should not be going up. Okay, now why is it going up? I can't really exactly tell you. What I'm saying is here is that as long as the dollar holds up, the Fed has a weapon. Okay, the Fed can do something with dollars, and if the dollar starts to slide, the value of using the dollar as a policy tool slides. It also becomes very, very bad. So this is good. This tells me that there's a little more to go. Maybe to Christmas, maybe another quarter, maybe into January. I don't know. I'm not going to predict. I've already made an idiot out of myself trying to predict things. So, but keep an eye on the US dollar. Base metals, look at that. All of a sudden, we're starting to see the economy in various places start to not do very well. Base metals are like the copper, the tins, the leads, all that kind of stuff. And look at that, it just boomed up and boomed straight back, just like we showed before um, on Tesla. Crude oil continues to go up. This one has gone up like 8 weeks in a row. I'm not as worried, I'm not as concerned about crude oil going down because it's in everything. And there was a glut and shale. Shale has kind of been, well, not exactly, the savior here now that, unlike 19 last year when we were exporting oil, now we're importing oil. And, we've got all sorts of bottlenecks, can't get it around, can't ship it. It's just a disaster. What a great economic policy, huh? CRB commodities, look at that, double in the last year. Now, CRB commodities filter through the system. We are not at transitory inflation yet. We had 6% CPI today, okay? Now that is a fairly good number. And if it's 6% CPI by the government, it's 10% CPI by what we really spend. And that's what I've been saying all along. We are spending, we are suffering from about a 10% inflation. Now, why the dollar isn't going down? That's a tough one on me. I don't know. I suspect, all I can suspect is that there is so much money, so many central banks shoving so hard to create an outcome that doesn't look bad. And if it was not done that way, if it was a free market, we would be looking really bad. Copper miners, okay, now we're starting to see a little bit of maybe, I don't know, a little bit of drop off in the economy. Some of it is, some of it isn't. And, the housing, the housing had that whole big lumber thing that we showed you a few weeks ago, and that's come back down. A good time to get your hardwood floors, by the way. Ace kind of, thank God for Ace. Thank God for hardwood floors when you have Ace. But copper miners like Freeport and all that, they are starting to look like they're curling up. I'm gonna take another look at these and see what happens. Natural gas. Now look at that, another big return. Now I'm not going to make any statements on this other than the fact that it was a big damn turn, and it is really hard to trade. And so all of you forex traders out there that think you know everything, Bitcoin, and I can make $8,000 a day. Okay, professionals for 50 years barely make money. What makes you think you're so smart? And I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, you newbies, you greedy millennials. You're not going to make it doing this. You are not going to make it. You are going to be in the poorhouse. Please listen to me. I'm trying to help you. I've gone through all of this stuff. I've done every mistake you've done. I'm trying to prevent you from it. Okay? Please listen to me. 5-year Treasury bonds. The Fed had a meeting the other day, and I'll tell you, look at that! Look at that burst at the very end. The 5 years are just going crazy. They went up, they went down, they went up. This is so hard to trade. It's a treacherous market, and right now these things are going up. So now what I want to show you something really weird. The 10-year Treasuries. Look how far down they've gone. Now they came up a little bit today, but look how far they came down. How can you finance? How can a project make sense if it's financed at 2, 3, 4%? You want projects that make a profit at 10 or 12 or 15, not at 2. 2 is a lousy project. 30-year, look at that. 30-year bond, pretty much close to their lows. They've just about broken down. This is an incredible flattening of the curve. And the flattening of the curve, I've talked about it before. The 30-year bond is the longest maturity bond. The 5-year is a short one. The 2 years a short one. Now, when you take the differential between the two, and you take the 30-year bond and you subtract it from the 5 or the 2, the steeper, the greater the differential, the greater the impetus, the greater the stimulus on the economy. Stimulus! Where am I going to get my damn check? Apple. These are the guys that just won't give up. And I got to tell you, I have a feeling that they've had a few favors that with Washington, and we have a government, big corporation, fraud squad alliance. Because I'll tell you one thing, money requires re-election. Politicians require re-election. Politicians, when they re-elect, they do what they want to do for themselves. They do what they want to do for their clients, like they give them money. They could give two you-know-whats about you, because they just take it from you, they steal it from you, and they waste it for you. How many wasted dollars do you know of? I mean, think about all of those people working in Washington, D.C., shuffling papers. How about if they went out and actually produced something like a tank, like a car, like a piece of paper, anything? We would be so much of a wealthier economy, and we don't need these people, and these people have a very good way of getting entrenched. That's why we got to get them out of here. All of them, incumbents, bureaucrats, all of them, until they get the lesson. Amazon. This one has gone for a long sideways pattern. I would guess because the NASDAQ is doing well, Amazon will do well too. We'll see. Facebook. Oh, I love to talk about Mark Zuckerberg. Oh gosh, I just wish I had a cross so that I could, pray to him. He's such a good man. Only Mark Zuckerberg would be smart enough to create Facebook where you could get scammed, to create Instagram where you could get scammed, and create WhatsApp where you can get scammed using QR codes. And we've shown you those QR codes and how they work. And I can tell you for a fact, it ain't gonna go. They screwed it up. It was found out. I, among others, discovered it. I don't know who discovered it first, but they are not going to prevail. Google, look at that. Straight up, 100 different companies, that's what I call it, Alphabet. They actually have a car that they believe is a better car than Elon Musk. So this will be kind of interesting. And there's a number of cars in that space, even Amazon. NVIDIA is now become the poster child of semiconductors. It's not the biggest. Taiwan Semiconductor is actually the largest, but it's right off the coast of China. So I'm not feeling too good. We got to get NVIDIA and some of the stuff here, and probably move the stuff to South Korea or Vietnam or some of those places where they do those things very, very well. NVIDIA is crypto chips, which require extreme speed, and they require, and they also do, some other chips too that are very, very high speed chips. Netflix, well, I guess we're not going to go back out and work again because Netflix is broken up. People are watching Netflix again. Netflix is now probably one of the top 10 largest companies. So is Nvidia. I think there's probably only one left. I think it's Berkshire Hathaway. And he owns banks. Good old Warren. Now we're going to go on to a little bit more about I want to explain a little bit more about cryptocurrencies and why. I really hope you listen, because I'm getting, oh God, thank you, we made so much money, you idiots. I don't like, those kind of comments are so infantile, and they're going to get their asses kicked. But Bitcoin Cash, it's looking a little bit okay. All right. It's starting to curl up. It's still not doing really well. It's probably one of the least weakest one. Now, MicroStrategy is breaking out, and it could have an incredible move here if crypto goes up. I am going to say here that at some point people are going to find out, what the hell do I do with these things? What do I do? Send MicroStrategy crypto coins over to a vending machine and get a Coke? Doubt it. Ethereum made a new high. This is what makes me now bullish. And I've reversed my course. Mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa. Do not whip me for this. But Ethereum has made a double top. I'm not quite sure what is going on here, but I have a feeling that there is tremendous money trying to keep these up so that we do not get taken over by the Chinese digital yuan. That's my theory. And Ethereum does something, has management, doesn't have a felon running a company offshore. Oh God. This is overstock.com. I don't believe for a minute Bitcoin is going to be used for transactions. But overstock.com has been a proxy kind of for Bitcoin. They were the first to adopt it. And look at that. They just broke out of a wonderful looking triangle. So that tells me we're up. We could go up. I wouldn't want to buy it because these things can go down 20% in a day. You can feel so good and so bad. And then, you're up 20% a day. The next day it goes up 20%, and then you kick yourself. Yeah, it's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. It really isn't worth it. MasterCard is a great indicator of the economy because retail sales account for 70%, and that's why one of the reasons we have lower interest rates. We want people to spend, not save. So we punish savers. Yay. MasterCard has really broken down here. Now it's come back up here. I don't know if it's a Christmas bump. I don't know what's going on. We're going to see in the next couple weeks. But this is going to be a very weird holiday season because of the log jams and the bottlenecks and the container ships. And you're going to have some after Christmas sales that are going to be very good. And then J. Powell can say inflation is transitory. Visa too. Visa has come down, and it is not showing really that people are in good shape. They're spending. They're probably running out of money right about now, and so how can Visa make money if they don't have transactions? And of course, Target has, everybody used to make a Target. Not me, of course. I never made a Target. Never made fun of Target. Not once. So, Target has done an excellent job of executing. And look at that. It's doubled in the last year. Who would have thought? Who would have thought a two-bit kind of, sort of second-rate, you know, drugstore would do this well? But kudos to the management for doing it. And here's Walmart. Walmart, of course, is a Dow Jones Industrial 30, and they're selling $200, 200 bitcoins at vending machines. So what they're doing, let me explain this to you. The Walton family are in their 90s. They're really rich. They're not gonna like Bitcoin. They hate it. Okay, but they're smart. They got there because they're smart. Okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to put in a machine that gets the last sucker to buy, because nobody can buy it anywhere else, or they don't own it, because Bitcoin is so cool. God, if you have a Bitcoin, you are demand. Okay, well, I'm not the Bitcoin, I'm not demand, I'm just demand. So Walmart is going to try that, and I'm telling you, that is a brilliant idea. They're just going to pick them right off. Triple M is the Triple M. Looks like it's in a bear flag. They were going to do the infrastructure bill. I don't know now what's going to happen, because it's starting to go down. It's getting beaten up in Congress. Joe Manchin, who is a Virginia Democrat, and a couple others are really against it, because let's face it, they know how to balance their budget. They know how to spend less. They know how to spend more than than something costs. And so most congressmen don't do it. They don't care. Nordstrom, look at that. Now that one's starting to break up too. This is maybe a Christmas season thing, maybe not, but it's starting to look up, and it looked really bad. And I have a feeling, my gut is that dollars are going to go out there one more time, and there's going to have a help, and we're going to try to ram Christmas through. CVS is another one of the the Jabberwockies, as I call them. You go in there and you go, no thank you. I would rather just you shoot me in the head. CVS is a good drugstore, but the health part of it is really doing them very well. Costco, Costco is a hint that we are going to have a food shortage, because for so much to be bought by Costco, and for it to go up so high, it's a grocery store. For that, I have a feeling people are hoarding, and we're going to have we may have a lean winter. So be warned that might happen to you, and you might want to start doing it yourself. You might want to start doing, things that are non-perishable, and make sure that you can make it a couple months, because you just don't know. You just don't know. This world is too weird, too whacked out. I dream, and when I wake up from a dream, I think I'm in a dream, because I can't believe that this is so weird. So, and American Airlines, look at this. American Airlines is paying more for gas, more for jet fuel, and yet it looks like it's breaking out. There's a pent-up demand for airlines, and I just honestly cannot tell you how they can make any money be worth any value. They have over equipment all over the place, and but they are, and so we're just gonna have to go with it. Delta the same. Delta had a big break. They're domestic airlines. We're not probably going to see much more international flying, but domestic airlines, they're going to do real well, or they're going to start to catch up. And finally, Ford. I can't believe Ford. I mean, Ford is now becoming the electric vehicle of note. I mean, look at that parabolic rise. It was like an old stodgy, Model T car, but the new CEO has made an absolute commitment to electronic vehicles. So Elon, you got a lot of competition ahead of you. That's all I gotta say. So, um, you know, FedEx is another one that I just don't know. They transport goods. They should be doing well, but the bottlenecks. And I want to go once again to the least liked and trusted people in the world. You know, I we have a great country. We were built on a great country. We were built on freedom of choice. We are built on freedom of choice, and now people tell me there's no choice. You have to do this. You're going to kill me if you wear a mask. You're going to kill me if you don't get a vaccine. Well, if you got a vaccine, how can it kill you? And that's the thing. It is absolutely, we have got to get politicians out of office. Any incumbent, I don't care how much you like him, I don't care if you are a Democrat, vote for another Democrat. Be my guest. Don't vote Republican if you don't want to. Try it if you want to, but I'm not going to vote for any incumbent ever again until we get term limits. Once we get term limits, okay, they don't run for re-election ever again. And so they cannot kick the can down the road, do stupid decisions, spend money that is just never going to end, and they're not going to tax the hell out of you. So I would like you to think about this. We can get our country back. I want our country back. I want to give it back to you. I want to help give it back to you. I want you to like and subscribe, and I want you to listen to us. And if you can find out flaws in our logic, well, by all means, write me, okay? And we will see you next time.